Well, good morning, everybody. Just wanted to show you a beautiful day out here. Not a cloud in the sky, no wind. Anemometer's just barely moving. I'd say there's just a downsloping wind from the elevation here. And yeah, there's only one problem. It's 4 below an hour ago. I don't know what it is now, but you know, it's warming up, I'm sure, but it is just raw out there. So anyway, we're honing our cylinders today. We've got the old Sun and hone, the rigid hone out. I was having trouble finding a set of stones that hadn't been cut. A lot of them, they've been cut a little bit so that you can work on a short cylinder and get rid of taper and stuff. But this one here, as you can see, we're almost rid of all boring marks. I mean, you can just barely see them. I've only taken about 1/4 of a thousandths. So that's a set of, I think, 600 grit stones. I just found. I finally gave up and went and looked. And I think these are 200 probably. They're the long reach ones, because you got to have the long reach ones. The other ones only go up to about 4 inch, maybe 4 1/4. So anyway, I'm going to swap those out. I suppose I can show you how that's done. It's real simple. We're going to unplug this daddy just because. All you do, set that drill up there out of the way. And anyway, this whole end right here, I'm going to get the stand. I think the stand is down here somewhere. I'll be right back. There, we got you on a stand now. So, if you ever buy one of these in the yard sales and you don't have the instructions, basically, this is a just a spline shaft. Pull it out, and come on, they will come out, I promise. Yeah, there we go. And there is a right and a wrong. I actually think I had the these in wrong. I had them in backwards, but they still home. But they'll home better if they're in right. So, set those there. And so when you're honing, this is turning this way. Of course, it's upside down now, so it's backwards. So you always want the back end to be doing the cutting. If it's in front, it'll tend to chatter. And it also puts it in the middle. And then this one here, let's go like that. And you can see you always got the rack towards the middle. You hold them all in together. Then you drop this, whoop, goes the other way. Drop this down through. And if you're holding everything in tight, it'll go right down. And then before you drop it onto this gear, you can walk it out fast and then you drop it down. And then you use the planetary gears in here that wobbles it around to advance it and whatnot. So anyway, get that light out of there. So we'll just walk that old girl. Am I going wrong or not? So anyway, whoop, guess I gotta plug it in. I unplugged it. This is a pistol grip, and you shouldn't have a pistol grip. You can do this dry or wet, but I always like a little bit of, that's Marvel Mystery Oil in a spray can. All right, let's see what we've done. Back that off a little, pick her out. Okay. Oh yeah, that's better. We're down, got only 0.5 thousandths to go. We took out about 2/10 right there. Didn't take too long. So I'll see what oh yeah, it looks a little better. Yeah, much better. Starting to show a good crosshatch. So anyway, I'm gonna continue on, and I'll show it to you when I get done. Now we're gaining. This side here had 1.5 thousandths actually when I got up and measured it today. When the cylinders had, well, I don't know if the cylinders had stabilized or what, but it was a little more than what I thought I was, but it's not bad. So see how much more we got to do here. About 3/10 left to take out. So I got to do that probably one more time. Then I'll show you the finished product. So I just honed for a little bit more. That's a 1/10 under. That's dead nuts right there. We're going to call that right on. So yeah, we're within 1/10 of taper in the length of the cylinder. So we're going to call that a win. I still got about 3/10 on this cylinder I got to do. I gave up on this one. I had 2 finer stones on. I finally put the coarsest ones I had. And yeah, it's getting a good cross hatch. So anyway, yeah, we'll go ahead and finish that old girl up, and I'll show it to you when we get done. Well, that's how she looks. It's got a good cross hatch to it. Came out nice. Both holes are the same. Yeah, anyway, you can see, came out good. They're both within about 1/10. It's funny, right up top when you're reversing, when you're dwelling just for 1/2 second, not even 1/2 second, maybe 1/4 second, it tends to make the very top just a skosh bigger, about 1/10 of a thousandths bigger on both of them. But the nice thing is the compression ring only comes up to about here. Once you get down to where the compression ring stops, it's dead on. So we're within 1/10 of a thousandths the whole way down. And, you know, you start splitting that by, you know, ring expansion and stuff. I mean, it's so minuscule, it's good. That scratch right there, it didn't do anything before. I don't know if you can see that. But you can also see it right here in the gasket. I mean, I don't know how it got there. It probably got there trying to get the head out or something. Well, no, the studs would have been on it. I don't know how it got there. I'm always pretty careful that I pry inside the gasket. You know, I split it usually, and then, you know, pry in the middle, and then once you get it out of ways, you pry on the back side. So I don't know how that got there. Anyway, it is what it is. I'm going to actually see if I got room enough to set this on the milling machine. I can set it on the base, which will be parallel to the cylinders. And I'm going to see if I can't take about 3/1000 off the top of this. Just enough to get that. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's quite a groove. It bothers me. The rest of it ain't too bad. But like I say, if I can get just a couple thousandths off, 3/1000 maybe, I think it'll help the head gasket. And anyway, when I do that, I'll bring her along. But that's going to be it for today. We got the cylinders honed. Everything came out perfect. I actually ordered the pistons today. I ordered $1,200 worth of shit. I'm trying to think of all the other stuff. Steering wheel, rod bushings. I didn't get the governor gears. I'll show you the problem with the governor gear real quick. So the new governor gears that they have for the later models, they are identical as far as the number of teeth. The problem is this governor gear here that drives the fan shaft also drives the governor weights. And the new ones for the later models, it's just the boss ends right here by my fingernail. And I don't know how they swing the weights. You know, I don't know if they reversed this and the weights are off this gear. I'm not really sure what they did. I've never had a later B, but the worst part of this thing, as you look at that, it is plumb wore out. So between the gear being wore out and these holes being wore out, of course I could fix them holes, but I think what I'm going to end up doing is getting a set of gears, putting them in here, and then I'm going to take a piece of steel and I'm going to make this right here, because this in here don't have to be hollow. So I can have that one solid piece across as long as this land right here is at the right height. And I can make these pinholes at the right spot. Of course, I'll have to get me some new weights, because those, you know, the weights are shot. Unless I took a wire feed and welded them up. But, you know, there's a lot of motion here. And you can see it's starting to hit on the case. So I got to do something with the old girl. I got some issues up here. So anyway, yeah, that's one of my dilemmas. That's actually the only big dilemma I have is this fan shaft. So I think I'm going to put in a later style and modify it, because the older style like that one isn't available. The ones for the 630s and stuff, I assume they're going to be bigger. They drive the weights and they're available. Just not this model. So I'm going to see if I can't retrofit. It's always fun to do stuff like that. If it works, you know, it's like, all right. Of course, if it doesn't, you know, you kind of got to back up and punt sometimes. But anyway, we'll see you on the next one. Hit the like button if you don't mind. And yeah, don't hesitate to subscribe. I have got quite a few new subscribers here since I started on this project, which is kind of fun. So anyway, you have a good day, keep safe, and we'll see you on the next one.